Welcome to the 3-month Genetic Based Introductory Package explanation session. This package is for you if you are ready to take that dive into taking a genetic test and seeing what type of health, wellness, longevity, fitness, performance information that it can give you and how it can guide us into reaching your full potential and reaching your goals. So let's check out and see what all we get with this package. So you get a 30-minute get to know you session where you and I meet virtually and we will chat. We'll chat about what your goals are, a little bit of your health history, kind of discover where you're at, where you've been, and where you want to be. And so that'll take around 30 minutes. Also, during that session, I'll sort of go into what to expect with the genetic test and how all of that works. And then after that, we'll have about anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks lag time between the time we have that session, you take your test, and when we get the results of the test back. So during that 4 to 6 weeks, while we wait for the results of the test, I may send you some additional information during that time and maybe some questionnaires based on what we discussed in your get to know you session to get a little bit more idea of what you're doing in your life. It could be some ebooks or educational type of things or recipe packets that I think might be able to help you just based on our get to know you session. So we'll have some contact in between those during that time before we actually get to what I call your gene story session. And that is your 90-minute to 2-hour review of nutrition and lifestyle strategies that I compile from the information that's from the genetic test and then also what we get in our discussion together. And we'll do that after the results of the genetic test come in. And then anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks after that 2-hour review, we'll meet again for about 30 minutes to an hour, just to see what questions have come up in your mind, what stumbling blocks have come up, those things when life gets in the way. How can we plan around that and how can we make sure that you're successful? Any additional goals that you've kind of come up with during that time, we can discuss as well. Uh, During that 4 to 6 week period between your get to know you session and when we meet to discuss the genetic results and the strategies, I'm going to send you an educational video series that basically kind of gets you ready to for us to meet and talk about your genetics. So it's a series that includes genetic basics. It's going to tell you what nutrigenetics and nutrigenomics is, which is basically the field of research of nutrition and genetics. So it'll explain a little bit about that. It'll explain about epigenetics, which is probably a word you've never heard of before, but how it can be used to find your superpowers and how you can be successful. So I'm going to send you those videos so you'll be able to watch those in that time period before we meet to discuss your genetic results and my strategy recommendations. You will get a 32-page colorful 3x4 genetics report that includes 36 different aspects of health. So it zeroes in on some cellular health items, so things like inflammation, methylation, detoxification, and oxidative stress. It goes into 8 different body systems, so it looks at your bone health, your glucose and insulin response, your memory and brain health, histamine overload, your collagen and joint health, your mood and behavior balance, and your hormone balance. As well, it goes really in depth as well into the cardiovascular health. So, looking at blood pressure, your vascular health, cholesterol, and blood clotting. And um, and then it kind of goes into your metabolism a little bit. So it tells us, your tendency for weight gain or weight loss. And it also tells you, your exercise response. So are you somebody if they're hitting the gym all the time and exercising consistently, will they see that on their journeys to either lose weight or maintain weight? Or is that really not going to make that much of a difference for them? Do they really need to zero in on their nutrition? So it's going to tell us a little bit about that. It's going to tell us a lot about fitness and performance. So it's going to tell us if you're more prone to be successful with endurance type of training or if you're more geared towards the power training, hit training, things like that. It's going to tell us how much rest and recovery that you need. Some people need more recovery to truly reap the benefits of all the hard work that they're putting in all the time, and then how likely you are to get injured if you don't take that rest and recovery. So those are some really key things that we can look into and see genetically how your body's set up to perform. And then finally, we look at a bunch of nutrients and so vitamins and minerals and how your body's metabolizing them, how your body's utilizing them, and it tells us whether you're at a potential to be deficient in certain vitamins and minerals, and whether we really kind of need to hone in on those particular nutrients to make sure that you are getting enough, so you're not at risk for any kind of deficiencies in those areas. You also get your what I call your gene story report, and basically that's a compilation um, of kind of all of your information and all the data that you give me between the genetics report and then also what we discuss in our get to know you session. So, I look at the genetics, I look at the stage of life. Are you younger? Um, maybe want to start a family, or at that stage of your life, or are you a little bit older? Are you getting ready to go through menopause or perimenopause? Those are two different stages of life, and so that's going to give us different nutritional recommendations. What is your current lifestyle? Are you super busy and stressed all the time and just feel overwhelmed? That's a very different lifestyle than somebody who maybe has a little bit more time, maybe is retired, maybe can devote more time to their activity, and just kind of just a more relaxed setting. So those are two different kind of strategies that we need to work with. And then, are you male or female? Two different strategies, nutrition and lifestyle wise, on how we look at what your nutrient needs are. And then finally, your activity level. Are you a heavy exerciser? Are you somebody training for a marathon? Are you somebody trying to build muscle? Are you trying to be the best at a certain sport? That's going to be a very different nutrition recommendations than somebody who doesn't exercise much, doesn't want to exercise much. And that's okay. And we can work with that, and we can use those guidelines. But those are two very different um, type of strategies. So I'll tailor all that to you to fit your needs. Also give you some ebooks, which are basically just educational tools to help support any of those nutrition and lifestyle strategies that I'm recommending to you. So you have a hands-on copy of what it's going to take to be successful while you're home and while you're going through this process of trying to reach your goals and working on your health and wellness. Recipe packets that are tailored towards whatever your goals are and whatever nutrition and lifestyle strategies that we've talked about, based on your genetics and your health history and what it is that you want to get out of this. I will send you some recipe packets that will help you meet those goals. You'll have 3 months access to our meal planning program, which is tailored to fit your individual unique needs. So based on your genetics and whatever your goals are, I'm going to recommend a certain meal plan. and you'll have full access to this. It is fully customizable. You'll have access to a complete recipe data bank. So if you are somebody who likes recipes and likes to find recipes, you're in luck. You'll have access to a complete data bank full of recipes. You can swap out recipes in the meal plan as you see fit. You'll be able to print off a week at a glance, so you can print off your menu directly from the site. You will have a grocery list, so it'll compile all the ingredients from the weekly menu, and you can use that to determine what you need to buy when you go to the grocery store. Complete mobile access, so if you forget to print that off, you can go in when you're at the grocery store and know what items that you need to get. And then you get 50% off the cost of access to the meal plan after 3 months is up, so you can continue to access the meal plan if you would like to. I also give you 50% off your first wearable tech review and my recommendations. So, a lot of us are wearing our Apple Watches or our Fitbits, our Oura Rings, maybe our Whoop bands, maybe we've even gotten a continuous glucose monitor. We have all this data and it's great. It's great to have all this data, but what do you do with all of it? And how do you kind of use all of it to help you get to your goals and help you get healthier? And so I'm here to help you with that because it can be overwhelming. It's a lot of information. And so I will analyze your information and kind of guide you and give you ideas on how to interpret all of it so you can be successful. And finally, if you have any questions, just contact me. You can email me at kendra@decodingnutritionanswers.com. You can find the contact me page on our Decoding Nutrition Answers website. Or you can just book your free 15-minute exploratory call with me. There's a link right on the website, and then we can just chat and we can decide which package is best for you and whether this would be a good fit for us to work together. So take care. I hope to see you soon.